Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of Triple P Media, aka Powerful Plays, Powerful People podcast. My name is Andrew Farrell. I will be your host for this series, and now's about the time where I would roll this super cool intro that's going to come out in the next week or two. Just stick with me and imagine, beat drop, cool clip, like a touchdown, and clips of me talking. So that'll come eventually. But for now, I don't have enough clips. But yeah, just in your head, pause this right here and, just imagine whatever awesome podcast intro you could think of. And then that'll be what's coming in the next week or two. Diving right in on what Triple P is going to be. It's going to be a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Saturday, and Friday episodes weekly with 3 Power Play episodes and 1 Powerful People episode a week with little bitty stories sprinkled in here and there. Breaking down what I envision for Powerful Plays, let me just give you a little bit of my credentials. I'm very certified at this. You could say, you could say that, I guess. I've been doing this since I was a kid. The way I got kind of started into this is growing up, I was enamored by Kirk Herbstreit, Paul Feinbaugh, the old NFL Network guys, and they just captivated me at a young age, and I always felt that I was able to articulate myself well with regards to sports and how I felt and talked about them. I kind of got my start with this officially in high school, where I was a commentator for my local high school sports media games. I was big into film at the time, and media and sports is, again, just kind of naturally what I gravitated to because, even as a kid growing up, if you can imagine, hear me out, right? You're a little kid, about 12 years old, chubby fat kid playing Madden, the sports football video game, right? And I would sit there and I would make a highlight play on Madden. After I went ahead and made that highlight play, I was a kid who would go back in and use the instant replay mode to set up like cinematic shots, like an over-the-shoulder view of a big touchdown pass, and I would go through and I would pretty much color commentate on my own Madden games, all right? And so I got a lot of practice doing that, and so when I transitioned to it in high school, it kind of came naturally to me, I felt for a high school kid, I was very good at it. I commented football games, soccer games, baseball games, and basketball games with a great deal of success. Now, looking to transition to podcasts, it is a new format for me, and I always felt that, if I had more time to talk, I could be an even better at my job, per se. So I'm very excited to get this going. Well, Powerful Plays is going to be on a day-to-day basis, or episode-to-episode basis, I should say, is a condensed 10 to 30-minute episode of all relevant sports news, game previews, recaps, and current events, right? So I'm a nerd, so I'm going to go through, and I already wake up, and I listen to my sports podcast, right? I listen to 3 or 4 different podcasts a day. I'm going to go through, and I'm going to read all of your ESPN news, all of your NFL Network, MLB Network, NBA Network, everything that I can get my hands on, and I want to chop it all up and put it into the stuff that I feel you guys need to know, because y'all don't need to know all the hoopla of the stats and the why and the how. If you want to know that, that's something I can expound upon later. I'm very interested in feedback right now. I'm very realistic about the fact that I'm not going to be having 40, 50,000 people listening to this, or even how I might not even have 10 people listening to it on a daily basis. And I'm still going to come at this every day as a kind of I would say, if you're familiar with the sports world, then you know shows like Undisputed, First Take, things like that. That's what I envision this being, with my own little twist on it, because, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to get better at it. Right now, this is kind of a choppy episode, I feel. I got a little scuffed mic set up, having some technical issues getting all that going. Like I said, I don't even have an intro yet, right? And if you stick with me, this is going to be a kind of podcast where you don't have to listen every single day. A big thing for me is I want this to be something where you can listen on a Monday, and then, maybe you don't care. You got a busy week, you got stuff going on. Like I said, you're busy people. I'm a busy guy, right? We all have busy lives. Nobody has time to listen to a trash show every single day, right? And so I want this to be something where you can pick it up, and every single day that you decide to join me, you're going to hear something new. And by something new, I mean, I'm going to come at this, and like I said, I'm going to do this every single day, so I'm going to get better at this. I'm a little bit out of practice right now. I don't know if you can tell by the scuff setup we got going on and the kind of choppiness to this episode is I'm still trying to figure this out. And you know what? One day I will be great at this. And right now is not that day. So I'm going to come at this. And, you know, like I said, if you want to come and on a Monday you listen to me, you're like, you still trash. You know, maybe I'll check back in on Friday, right? On Friday, I'm going to hopefully have a much better episode, you know. I'm going to have a more well-articulated analysis of games, better picks. I'm very big into sports betting. So a big thing for me is I'm going to go through and I'm going to listen to all the experts. I'm going to go on to all the relevant websites and look at all the numbers and the data and do all the nerd shit that y'all don't want to do. And I'm going to tell you, hey, if you just want to make a quick dollar, because, you know, I'm a broke college age kid, just like the rest of us, right? And so, you know, I bet 25 cents, and that's like 50 cents is a big bet for me sometimes, right? You know, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to tell you all the stuff that you could throw 10 cents on, and it'll be a smack. And I'm very excited to bring that kind of content to you guys. You know, a big thing I want to do is, like I said, with the first take and the undisputed and all that, is I want to debate with people. So I'm going to be reaching out to friends, other podcasters, and I want to talk about sports with a lot of different people. A big thing that you're going to see with the powerful people and powerful plays is I'm not going to solely rely on myself, because I'm very much a learner in the sense that I learn through osmosis. So I'm going to dive headfirst into this and give it all I got, and I'm going to go around people who are more knowledgeable than me, and I'm going to learn from them and get better. As I grow and develop in my ability to talk on a podcast level about sports, this show will get much better, and I'm very excited for that journey. It's so many words. That's kind of what Powerful Plays is going to be about. Like I said, this is going to get better. Today, you know, I had this episode written up, and then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I'd rather just freeball this one. I'm just kind of going at it with a kind of a carefree attitude for this episode, and with the conclusion of what Powerful Play is going to be, I'm about to talk to you guys about what I am truly excited about with this podcast, which is my Powerful People segment. Powerful people. What does that mean? So to me, that means everybody has a story, right? There is 10 billion human beings on this planet as of the time of this recording, and that in and of itself is fucking insane in my opinion. Excuse my French. And the best thing about that is that my plan with Powerful People is I want to go through and I want to learn everybody's story. So that means I'm going to random people, random places, and I just want to hear what life is like for you. Powerful People is going to be an avenue for me to express myself and tell my story, along with everybody else that will talk to me, right? I've always felt I'm pretty good at asking questions and kind of being able to assess a situation for what it is and get the best out of a conversation, right? And so I want to start with industries and random people and just go through, for example, a thing right now is I want to go and I'm going to be reaching out to restaurant owners. That's kind of where I want to get my start, because I work in the food industry. You know, like most people, my first jobs were, you know, fast food, and now I work at an Italian restaurant. And so I want to go through and I want to talk to people about, hey, how did you get your start? What is it like in this sector of this industry? And I want to really go through and I want to give everybody I can a voice and an avenue to talk. And you know what? Nobody might listen, but eventually somebody will. And I think that's going to be what Powerful People is all about. I'm very excited to bring positivity and I'm just very excited about this. I'm kind of rambling about this one because I'm truly very passionate about this. You know, I want to go to different colleges where, like SEC schools, and, you know, I want to try to go to like HBCUs, community colleges, different places where I have no idea what's going on a day-to-day basis. So I want to find that out, and I want to bring that knowledge to you guys. Powerful People is also going to be a kind of a news informative section where I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. Like, for example, I found this story yesterday of okay, let me set you a scene, right? You're in Vinton, Ohio, all right? Because, of course, it's Ohio, you know, from Ohio. Things go down there. And there's this guy who was on a city council who essentially embezzled close to $340,000 in public funds, right? And I think it's fascinating how this guy spent his money. I mean, this dude went out and, if I stole $340,000, I'm not going to say I know what I would do with it, but this guy did some wild stuff. So, like, first off, I imagine this guy looking like the Tiger King, dude. Like, just an off the wall, absurd looking guy. And the reason I say that is because this dude's purchases were, he built his own little woods zoo type deal where this dude bought owls, a freaking wildebeest, like random crazy animals. He put himself a drum set, a gazebo, snow cone machines, just crazy stuff like that. So I want to talk about crazy stories like that, I want to talk about a big segment I'm going to do is Medical Mondays, where I come to you guys with whether it's, actual medical in terms of the sense of like it's a new medicine, it's a successful new procedure, maybe a new line of therapy, anything to do with that world. I want to bring a positive story in the medical world, and that's something I'm going to be doing with Powerful People. Is it's very much going to be a positivity segment where I'm going to go and I'm going to tell life through my eyes, and I'm going to tell life through other people's eyes. And I think it's going to be great. The beautiful part about the concept to me is, like I said, there's 10 billion people on this earth. So I don't envision ever running out of people to talk to, Now, whether people want to talk to me or not, that's a whole different thing. But there's endless options on who I can reach out to. And so that's something I'm very excited about. That is going to be a once a week segment. So when I say I'm going to be uploading on Thursday or Saturday, that's going to be depending on the length and what I would consider the validity of that episode. So yeah, there's going to be episodes where it's not as serious. Like I talk about Cy from Ohio, right? Who just stole all that stuff. And that's going to be an episode. That would be like a Thursday episode, a shorter one and it's also maybe combined with an interview with like a friend, or like I said, a quick interview off of somebody off of a college campus, Those are going to be shorter ones. And the Saturdays are going to be, if I ever upload on a Saturday, it's going to be a longer episode. It's going to be very in-depth. Lots of research is going to be put into it. And those are going to be the ones where if you don't tune into anything else, tune into that, because those are going to be absolute bangers. I'm very excited about those. And that's pretty much the gist of what Powerful People is going to be. Like I said, this is the introduction episode, so y'all will get a much more in-depth kind of introduction to this next Thursday with the first episode of Powerful People. Y'all will get Powerful Plays on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. As well as Thursday, I might throw in some other stuff, because right now we're it's pretty exciting time in the sports world. We got NHL playoffs, MLB season's getting into full swing, like I said, and the NBA playoffs, obviously. So this is an exciting time in the sports world and the NFL draft. So this is going to be I think this is going to be a great first week for the sports. I think Powerful People will pick up itself naturally as it goes. Like I said, I'm going to be improving at this every single day. So, this is going to get kind of crazy. I'm going to be talking about games, movies, shows, internet trends, pretty much anything I can get my hands on and figure out a way to talk about, whether it's very educated or I'm just spitballing, speaking my truth, right? That's going to be what Powerful People is. So this segment is going to be extremely exciting. And if you're not really interested in sports, but you want to know about what some random guy in a different state does on a day-to-day basis and how he built a business, tune into that, because that's what this is going to be. I'm going to be scouring the internet, which is an awesome resource, and using I'm going to be a big boy. I'm going to get me a LinkedIn account, right? And I'm going to go and I'm going to talk to everybody I can, like I said, and you're going to hear a lot of cool stories on Powerful People. I just can't even stress how excited I am about this. This is going to be great. This is going to be the meat and potatoes of the podcast. So yeah, that's going to be what Powerful People is. I'm very excited about that, and, just rock with me for now. You don't got to tune in. So, you know what, this is a scuffed episode. Don't get me wrong. Not every episode will be like this. This is very much off the head. I had a very like I said, I had a very overly saturated script, I felt. And I decided that, there's going to be times where you're just going to get to hear me ramble. This is one where I've chopped it up and I'm kind of going at it segment by segment. So there's not a perfect flow to this episode, right? And there will be one day. So just, like I said, just rock with me. This is going to be great. I'm very excited about that. And with that being said, before I get out of here, I want to touch on one more thing. There's going to be, every single day I do this, every episode, I'm going to end the episode with like a powerful message. Not necessarily a powerful message, but a positive message, like maybe it's a good quote, like keep the, even if it's something cheesy, like keep the main thing, right? Like I want to expound upon what that means to me and what I feel it can mean to everybody else around me. And there's going to be a lot of stuff that is consistent on an episode to episode basis. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys because I'm very excited about that kind of stuff. And things are just going to get better. Like right now, I can't even find my AirPods at the moment. So I'm really just doing this off the top of my head. So this is going to get better. I got a whole mic, like a professional microphone. All right, y'all going to see one day. Kind of building a studio right now, not quite there yet, but once that comes along, I'm going to expand Triple P Media to things like TikTok, where I'm going to do shorts, like little 1-minute episodes of, little clips, whether that's about a sports event or that's about, like I said, a guy like Shy, it's going to be great. This is only going to expand and get better. So with that being said, until you join me again, thank you guys for tuning in and thank you for supporting. Special shout out to Taylor and her friends up in Knoxville, those guys, and, all of my friends who have supported me and, told me they're going to listen and tuning in. And if you're listening right now, just thank you. This is going to be something that I feel can be truly special, and I'm going to work at it until it is. With that being said, until you join us again, thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. Keep the main thing the main thing. I hope you stay happy, healthy, and wealthy. Thank you.